Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Today is a New Year's Eve, the last day of 2024. We are almost to 2025. Unbelievable. Um, Today I wanted to come to you to hold myself accountable for how I'm ending 2024. So basically, today is a WIP Walk of Shame. Um, this is all the projects I am carrying in to 2025, and I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but I did it anyway. I got myself overwhelmed and I put way too much on my table, and I am going to rectify that for the most part in 2025 and not continue to do that to myself. That is one of my goals for 2025. I am going to put that out into the universe today and manifest that. So let's see what these whips are that I am carrying into 2025. And my goal is to, by making myself accountable, I am going to continue to work on the projects that I have. And I am amongst those, I am going to be pulling in some of these whips so that I can get them done or at least be working on them, because I know at least one for sure will not be done this year. And we'll talk about that one in a minute. But um, one of my first ones, and it's almost done, and I don't know, other than I got busy with other stuff. And gotta love a Bridget bag because they hold projects like crazy. I had started these dresses for amigurumi, for plans on amigurumi that I wanted to make, and I just never finished them off. I need to weave in the ends, and I need to put the adornments on them, like the ribbons, bows, and the buttons. And I have one, two, that's three, four, five. So I have this one that I need to finish, which probably wouldn't even take me but an hour or so. And then there was this one, same, no adornments, no buttons, no bows, no ribbons, ends woven, and a pink one that needs to be done. And can you tell spring is coming? And then we have this greens, and oh, this one is done. Oh, okay. So I only have these four because this one is finished. Okay, so that wasn't as bad. So we have those. This is with one, basically, because I'm only going to count those as one because it was one project. Um, and I'm going to set that there. There's a whole lot of these guys. And then, of course, we have the scrap gan that I have been working on with all the little smidgy bits that have gotten out of control. And there's that. And I'm just waiting for it to get to an appropriate size, and not sure if it'll be a hospice make or another donation. We still have yet time for Bucky Creek and stuff like that. So there's number two. And then, of course, and I know this one will not get done this year, but I can try to work on it. And it is the Sophie's Universe in memory of my mom that I've been doing. which I've gotten pretty far. I just want to get even further. My goal was to try and have it done in 2025, at least for the fair, but I got wrapped up in other fundraiser projects and that didn't happen. But I am, how far into that one am I? I am up to part 7, which is round 54 out of 113. So I'm almost at the halfway point of that one. So I would like to see that at least get another few parts in, whole parts. Oh my gosh, where am I going to put all this? Wow. And then, of course, the fourth WIP is my Max's Got Choice Squares. And I can't remember how many little bonbon balls of yarn she said she had left. So I know I'm pretty certain once she finishes those, this part will be done. And I can start putting all the squares together to make a lovely blanket. And yeah. So I know this one will get done this year. Well, the majority of these are going to get done, I'm telling you, because I am not going to carry anything except for a project that I'm actually actively working on into 2026. I'm not going to have these piles of projects anymore because I am squirreling and midway in between a project, and then I start another one, and then another one, and then another one. But yeah, such is life of a crocheter, huh, guys? And then we have, oh, this one was a hot mess. Yeah, this is what we have in here. This was a frog of a whole entire project. Well, a half of a project. I had started this and it was going to be a fair project last year. And I actually carried it with me to a coffee meetup and crochet with a friend. And I don't know what I did amongst that. I think we were there 3 or 4 hours just chatting and drinking coffee and crocheting and stuff. And somewhere I got way off track and it became a hot mess. And the more I frogged, it was still a hot mess and the stitch counts weren't right. So I got frustrated with it and I pulled the whole thing out. And then I got wrapped up in the cat fundraiser stuff and I never went back to this. And my goal is to actually make this floral bouquet blanket. It's by Little Artsy Aloe on, I believe it's Etsy. I got this pattern a while back. Back in, I think it was early 2023. Surprise bouquet blanket crochet pattern PDF. And if I can find it, I will try and link the information in the description box. But if not, you can always email me and remind me you would like the information. But I would like to be able to start this one again and complete it. Because I do, it won't necessarily be a fair project this year, but I have been wanting to make it for a hospice blanket for them to give to some lovely lady who loves flowers. So that is another one. And then we have, oh, this one was actually carried in from 2023. And the reason why it kind of got put on the back burner was because I had ran out of the color of yarn that I needed. And I had to order some because I couldn't get it here. And I would like to complete these because there's actually 2 of them in the works. And it's Wildlife XXL Monkey Charlie made by C. Aduro. And I do not remember where I got this pattern because it's from way back in 2019. And that's way before I got on Etsy. I don't know if it's a Ravelry or not. I will have to try and figure that out. But oh, I got any. Here is the pattern, Monkey Charlie, and I actually have 2 of them on the go here, the pieces and parts. And so I need to finish what parts I have not got done. Yeah, I even have the hook in here and everything. I wondered where that one was. Oh, I've been searching for that one. Now I know. And I've been trying to keep track of how many of the parts I got done. Yeah. So I want to complete these in 2025 because I don't want to carry it into 2026. I do not. It's already been lingering since 2023, and that is far too long. So that's another one, guys. And then, what's this one? Oh, this was started for Easter, and I didn't finish it because I got, I think I got an order that I had to do for someone, and it got put in the container, and I just never went back to it. And because I ended up making another one of these for somebody else in different colors, so I never got back to this one. And it's the Sweet Oddity Art Mango the Cat crochet pattern. And I believe, I know she has Etsy and Ravelry, but I'm not sure if this one is on both of them. For some reason, I'm thinking because she does have some patterns that are only on one or the other. And I can't remember if this is one of them. But I love her patterns. I have a bunch of them. I have made a bunch of these. I've even donated them to hospice. I've had people reach out to me. I've had to do a special order one for Valentine's Day for someone that they were gifting to someone. And yeah. So here's the stuff for that one. I've got the eyes done, the ears done. So yeah. I don't think, yeah, and there's the whiskers. So yeah, another WIP that, and I could probably do this one in a weekend, I think. I just have to make myself do it. And I don't want to, because this one got started in earlier this year, early in 2024, because then I got stopped for Valentine's Day. So I had started it right after the new year, and because I wanted to get a jump start on Easter. Yeah, we see how well that worked out, right? So there's another one. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or technically 8 because there's 2 monkeys in that one. And then we have C2C that I have been doing and for a veterans blanket. I'm doing red and white stripes on one half of the C2C, and then the other half, when I'm decreasing, is going to be the blue. And I'm doing it in the Premier Just 1 pound that some of us were able to find in Dollar Trees that have the dollar plus, I guess, for the $5. when I went, it was several months ago, they only had red, white, and blue, and they didn't have very much, and they had a lot of cardboard fuzzies on them. And so I grabbed 2 of each. I didn't want to be greedy and take them all, even though I knew I could use them for um, these veterans blankets. And honestly, this is the first time I have ever used this brand, this kind, and it is so soft. I am loving how this is working up so soft and squishy. Um, I think whoever is gifted this by hospice is absolutely going to love it because it is um kind of makes me want to be able to get more colors, and um I wish they had more colors around here. I don't even know if our Dollar Tree even still has those. I have not been over there since, and it's been months. Um, but that is like a denim blue, and this is garnet red, and then of course the basic white. But that's another whip. But I am actively working on this because I always have something going that is for hospice. I don't try and lull in between projects. And this I know once I sit down and start working on it, because I do it like in the evenings when I'm watching TV with Brian or whatever, and because it's mindless, I can just do it and don't even have to think about it and worry about stitch counts and all that kind of stuff. And or like if I'm catching up on videos, I can do it then as well. Catching up on videos when I typically do like this mindless kind of project, or I'm weaving in ends. I save my ends to be woven in for catching up on people's videos because it's kind of therapeutic and I don't have to think about it while I'm watching their videos and I can pay attention. So, yeah, here's another whip. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the last but not least, I have 2 more. And it has its own segment, but it's also a whip. And that is, oh, I don't know if I should show these because I haven't done my updated video yet. I'll just give you a sneaky peek. It's the Mandela Madness Christmas version. And then the Mandela Madness in the Nifflers in that one. Yeah, I can't blow that because then you guys would see what my progress was before Thursday. Almost blew that one. But anyhow, so that makes 11. I am carrying 11 whips into 2025. And for some reason, I think there's probably 2 more, but I don't know where they're at. They may be in the spare bedroom in a container. I'm sure I will run across them as I straighten up this hot mess of disorganization that I got going on over here. I have not organized in a while because I've been so busy with stuff, and I really need to rein in the chaos. And that is also one of my goals for 2025. I've been kind of sitting down and making a list of things I would like to accomplish. And getting these whips under control is one of them, and getting some of this old stuff done, which I may start doing a pick my whip Wednesday where I will show you like 2 or 3 of them and let you guys pick which one I'm going to complete. And I will work on that until I get that one done and out of the way. And that way, you guys are helping me be accountable and helping me because I have a hard time deciding which one I need to work on that is not one that has its own segment. Um, and so I figure if I let you guys pick, I won't have to decide between them all. You guys can tell me what to do. Who doesn't love being bossed around, right? Um, some of my other goals for 2025 is I want to, and I've been pretty on par with this in the last several years since I started my hospice project, with having at least 3 to 4 things done per month for them, so that I'm building up quite a bit by the time Tracy comes down to pick up, because it's not every month. We typically see her um, every 2 to 3 months ish. Sometimes it could go into almost 4. And that way I have quite a bit of stuff to help, you know, fill their cupboards. So they have plenty to pick from. But I've been pretty on point up to this far on getting that done, and I want to continue that as best as I can. It's not something that stresses me out. I really enjoy making the things for hospice. It is one of those things that brings me joy. And in 2025, that is something that I really want to, um, what's the words I'm looking for? Make that kind of my thing. If it doesn't bring me joy, I don't want to make it. There's no need for me making something that doesn't bring me joy, um, because it's not. It'll turn into something that is feeling like a chore, and it's not fun, and I'm not enjoying it. So I don't want to do it. If it's not bringing me joy, the hook and the yarn is not going in my hands. So that is going to be one of the big goals. It has to bring me joy to make it, or I'm not doing it. And I want to be more relaxed and stop stressing. I'm one of those that is a worry wart. I worry over everything, and even things that really wouldn't bring someone a lot of worry, but I think it's my severe anxiety and PTSD. So I tend to over stress, and I'm trying to kind of woo-saw and bring it down a notch or 2 or 3, and do a little more. I need to really seriously get back into my meditation. And I know I will feel better in that regard. So I think I'm going to start doing more incense in 2025 and doing some meditation, and it always helps me clear my mind, and it actually helps with my crochet and my creativity. So that's going to be a big thing in 2025. And of course, one of my others is to always have an amigurumi on the hook, which we know Missy is an amigurumi addict, so that's not going to be a problem. I always have one on the hook, and I always will, because I do enjoy them and they bring me joy. I love bringing life to little things and that make people smile and make them happy. So that is going to be another one. Um, Another big one, I have a lot of blanket kits that I have gotten from Hirschner's and Mary Maxim, and they are all stacked up in the spare bedroom closet on top of totes of yarn. And I need to start making some of those. So my goal, I'm still having some throat issues from being sick, so excuse me. My goal is to start bringing some of those out and working on them here and there, because I do need to. They can't sit in there forever. Um, there was a reason I bought them, and they are gorgeous blankets, and I know I need to do them. So, and that's going to be a thing in 2025. Um, to finish the whips. Um, I also want to get an early start on my fair projects for 2025. In the last couple years, I have always forgotten to get an early start and decide what I'm going to make to enter into the fair. And then it gets down to the wire and I'm like, oh crap, what have I done to myself? And then I'm stressing and trying to get stuff done that I wanted to get done. And then I don't get everything done that I intended to make. So I'm going to sit myself down, write down the different categories that I intend on doing something in. Sorry about that earthquake, right? And figure out what I'm going to make in those categories. And I'm going to start working on those. And so that way I'm not stressing come fair time because I do love entering stuff into the fair. Um, Not so much for the competition, just so much for the fun of it. And then the bonus part of it is getting to go out to the fair once they open the exhibit building and I get to see everybody's stuff. And last year when we went to see how well I did and how well a friend of mine did, I noticed that in the kids division for 4-H, there was a lot more kids that had entered crochet stuff. You could tell they were learning to do amigurumi and things like that. And it just made my heart happy because the year before I don't even remember if there was anything in the kids categories that were crochet at all. If there was maybe a couple, but there was a lot more this year, and it made me so happy to see that. And I'm hoping that this year I see more because that tells me that this craft that we have that brings us so much happiness is being passed on to these little kids. And obviously they are enjoying it because they're entering stuff in the fair and you can tell. And it's exciting. It's exciting. And then I want to get my yarn room organized. If you saw that end over there, tisk tisk missy. Um, I don't know how I let that get so out of control. I honestly don't. I know my mind was somewhere else and on other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. And then I put something else over there on top of it. I'll get to that later. And it didn't happen. And now it's a pile. And yeah, I've got to rein in the terror and the chaos and get some organization. And I want to get some organization to the chaos of all the extra yarn that has overflowed into the spare bedroom. And then I think last but not least, one of my other goals that I have figured out so far is before I make any more yarn purchases, I don't care how good the sale is or if it's a new yarn, I want to make room in my stash to be able to bring in anything new. I'm going to try and hold myself to that. I have really, really got to rein that in. And I know that's going to be a hard one. It is for all of us. But yeah, I want to make it so because I want to do Bridget's Stash Down 2025. And I am determined that everything in here is going to be something I can use for Stash Down 2025. No new that I have to go, oh, can't use that one. Oh, can't use that one because it was purchased in 2025. Anything prior to 2025 can be used for Stash Down 2025. So at this point right now, I'm good. I'm golden. Everything I have has not been purchased yet. So I'm hoping it's going to stay that way. And then my final thing is, and I've been saying this for like 4 years, I want to learn to knit socks. And that is going to be on my bucket list this year. I don't care if I even, like Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming says, I don't care if I only get one sock done. At least I completed that sock in 2025 and I did a sock. So it's a start. It's a start. So that is my list of goals. If I add any more, these are just crochet related. These really have nothing to do with, like spring cleaning my house, decluttering, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I think I'm going to hang this up where I can look at it every day and remind myself that these are things that I promised myself I'm going to do, and I'm going to do them to the best of my ability. I'm not going to kick myself if I don't entirely complete everything, but if I at least get the majority of it done and out of my way, that eliminates a little bit more stress and me feeling like some of these WIPs are being unloved. And like I said, I don't want to have projects laying around if they're not bringing some joy. And I want to bring some joy into that. So, yeah. And this has been 31 minutes of me going on and on about my WIP Walk of Shame and my goals for 2025. So, what do y'all think? Do you guys have similar conundrums? Are you facing the same thing? Is it not just me? I have a feeling it's not just me. I do know there are people out there who have a lot of restraint and they only work on one project at a time. I used to be that way when I was first learning, when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And then it kind of blew up from there and got out of control. So yeah, I'm looking at this going, wow. Trying to think of a way to reward myself for getting it done. I'll have to think of that. And no, it's not by new yarn. Um, I need to think of a reward for completing each WIP that I'm pulling in from 2024. That doesn't require me purchasing yarn. Oh, I did have one other goal, but that is another video, and I will be discussing that with you at a later date. When I actually get a little more time to actually sit down and go through this box and um, familiarize familiarize myself with it and talk about it. And I actually need to talk to someone about some of this stuff in this box so I can get a little more information because it's something I've been very interested in. And yeah, so that's it. That is 2024 in a wrap, minus some completed projects back there that I actually probably need to show to get rid of them out of that basket. And that way, tomorrow in 2025, we are starting 100% fresh. So here are some completed projects I have to end 2025, and then I can empty out this basket. That other baby blanket I was working on for Christina for her friend's project that she's doing for the military family assistant for them to make baby baskets. I did complete it, and it just needs to be laundered and folded and wrapped. And that was done with, oh, I know I have the Karen baby cakes and Dreamy Mint because I had, was it 4 of them? Yeah, 4 random cakes laying there and I had no idea what to do with them. And so I decided to use them for this project. And then I used them, I had a partial skein of this Big Twist Value in soft gray. And it was Karen baby cakes. and Dreamy Mint. And so, yeah, I finished this one, and it needs to be laundered, and then I can put it with the bee blanket for Christina, and I can probably get those ready to be packaged up after the new year. And I can put these in my pile for finished yarn. And then I had some Max's Gut Choice squares for several weeks. I have this like peacock blue, this yellow, white, and then another white, a purple, this green, grass green, and this kind of like creamy mushroom color. And then a bubblegum pink, and then a lime green. And those are all done, ends woven in. I think this was like 4 weeks. This was all of December's Max's Gut Choice squares. So I can put those in that container, and those will be ready for whenever I can, when we have the squares done and I can start making that blanket. And then, of course, it was one of my winter dishy cloths for winter. And then, I can't show this one because it's for tomorrow. And then I had some ornaments that I did, or gift tag holders, or gift little, there's that. And then these. And I can put these away for the year. And there's that. That is 2024 in a wrap, guys. Yeah. I hope that you guys have a happy, safe, and healthy new year. And I hope to see you back in 2025. And my voice is going, so I'm probably going to have to call this a wrap. I just wanted to get with you guys, hold myself accountable, let you guys see the struggle is real going into 2025. But you know what? We're going to rein in this chaos. I have faith. I have faith that we all can do it. And I think that I'm going to put it out there in the universe, and manifest that we all have a lot less stress and we do more things that find us joy and happiness. And yeah. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go before I totally lose my voice. And I will see you next time in 2025. Wow. So remember, life is not perfect, so be kind. Try to create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars in your yarn. I love you guys. Happy New Year.